Have you ever sat in silence, trying to understand how she just switched off? One moment she's holding your hand, calling you her everything, and then out of nowhere, she's cold, detached, texting slower, making excuses. You gave her your all, your time, your loyalty, your emotional support. You kept showing up, you were consistent, you were kind. You were there when no one else was, and yet she left. If you've felt this, if you've laid awake wondering, what did I do wrong? This video is for you. Men everywhere are drowning in emotional confusion because no one told us the truth. Not our teachers, not our parents, not society. And by the time we figure it out, we're broken, bitter, drained, or worse, completely lost. Relationships today are not what you think they are. That love you thought was forever. That loyalty you believed would be returned. That idea of just being a good guy is enough. It's a lie. And the longer you believe it, the deeper you'll sink into resentment and regret. Before we begin unpacking these powerful truths, comment, "I choose strength," in the comments to declare that you're no longer going to walk through life blind. Number 1. Women don't love unconditionally. You thought love would be enough. You truly did. You believed that by showing up consistently, by being kind, by offering your loyalty, your time, your warmth, your resources, your heart, you were building something real, something that couldn't be shaken. And then one day, you saw her eyes change. Not suddenly, but gradually. She began to look past you when you spoke. Her touch became routine. Her tone turned polite instead of passionate. You ignored it at first, thought maybe she was tired, stressed, distracted. You waited it out. You gave her more. You tried harder. You thought if you just kept loving her the way you did at the start, she would remember. But she didn't. Because what no one told you, what society shields you from, what parents fail to mention, what friends awkwardly avoid saying outright, is that women do not love without condition. They never have. They never will. It is not cruelty. It is biology. They are wired to respond to who you are now, not who you were when you first met, not what you did in the past, not how you made them feel on vacation 6 months ago. Her love is transactional, whether you want to admit it or not. It is based on relevance, presence, perception, status, strength, and consistency of value. Not the emotions you feel when you look at her, not the tears you hold back, not the poems you write, not the promises you make when you're on your knees begging her to see you again. You could carry her world on your shoulders, and she will still walk away the moment she feels you are no longer the mountain she imagined. This isn't pessimism. This is the clarity you never got. You saw love as sanctuary. She sees love as an investment, and when the returns stop, so does the relationship. She needs to feel like she is gaining proximity to something powerful, to a man who moves through life with direction. The moment that direction fades, the attraction fades with it. She will always choose momentum over memory. Think about your own story. How many times have you watched a woman adore a man who treated her poorly, yet she chased him like he held the key to her soul? And yet you, the kind one, the available one, the man who made time, who listened, who waited, who stayed, were discarded like the background noise she could no longer hear. You've seen it. You've lived it. You've told yourself it was bad luck, wrong timing, incompatibility, her trauma. But deep down, a whisper remained. You were never enough for her the way you were, and now you know why. Because being enough isn't about love. It's about value. It's about how you make her feel about herself when she's around you. When you become the man who orients his world around her, she becomes the sun, and you become the satellite. And satellites don't excite, they orbit. When you drop your mission to make her your mission, she sees it not as devotion, but desperation. She won't always tell you. Sometimes she doesn't even realize it herself, but she will begin to feel less drawn, less admired, less emotionally pulled. And then she'll start looking elsewhere, maybe not to another man immediately, but to anything that makes her feel the way your ambition used to, your strength used to, your clarity used to. She'll dive into distractions, focus on herself, start saying she just needs space, and you'll keep trying to hold on to her with the same soft love that once made her smile. But now it makes her sigh, because the harshest truth of all is this: women are not built to stay out of gratitude. They are built to seek alignment, and alignment shifts constantly based on your actions. So how do you stop this cycle? You become the kind of man who builds his world with or without her. You stop giving your best to women who have not earned it. You stop believing that your love is supposed to be the glue. It's not. Your mission is the glue. Your standards are the glue. Your refusal to shrink just to be liked. That's the glue. Women follow men who are hard to influence emotionally, but soft enough to hold presence, who feel deeply but do not collapse under pressure, who can love with depth but never forget the order of their values. This doesn't mean you walk around heartless. It means you walk with hierarchy. Your peace comes first. Your vision comes second. Her place is earned through alignment with those two, not through looks, not through tears, not through potential. She earns your love the same way you were always expected to earn hers, by showing up with value. The moment you start choosing yourself first, everything changes. The energy shifts. She can feel it. You no longer need her admiration to validate your path. And that paradoxically makes her want to earn it more. Because love given freely has no weight. Love protected by principle that demands reciprocation, that maintains standards. That's the love she cannot walk away from. Not because it's manipulative, but because it's rare. You were born into a world that told you to seek peace through people. But peace is internal. It's earned by the man who knows that he is not defined by who stays or who leaves, but by who he remains, regardless. When you love from abundance, you no longer fear abandonment. When you operate from clarity, rejection no longer ruins you. It reveals what is misaligned. And that's freedom. That's where you begin. Number 2, nice guys are her last choice. You grew up believing kindness was the key, that if you were gentle, respectful, understanding, always available, that one day someone would see you for the rare, good-hearted soul you are. You thought love was something earned through quiet sacrifice, that the more you gave, the more you would be chosen. So you spent years being the shoulder to cry on, the man who answered every late-night call, the one who never interrupted, who always paid, who waited patiently while she explored every other option. And in the back of your mind, you told yourself, one day she'll see. One day she'll realize I'm the one who never left. But she didn't. She never did. Because women don't fall for consistency. They fall for presence, for polarity, for energy that challenges them, not coddles them. And you, in your quest to be the man she said she wanted, became invisible. You blended into the emotional background. You were safe, predictable, sweet, but you didn't make her feel. And women don't stay where they feel nothing, no matter how logical, no matter how stable, no matter how generous the man is. She craves tension, a dance of strength and depth, not a quiet contract of unspoken servitude. You became the emotional sponge she leaned on when the men she truly wanted broke her heart. And she thanked you for it. She told you you're such a great guy. She told you she wished she could love you the way you love her. And those words felt like daggers wrapped in silk, because they sounded like praise, but they echoed as rejection. You were the backup plan, the plan B, the emotional placeholder until she found someone who made her heart race instead of relax. And the irony is, she didn't even mean to do it maliciously. You trained her to see you as secondary. You set the tone. You agreed to the friend zone. You laughed off your own boundaries. You said, "I just want you to be happy." Even when she walked past your worth like it was disposable. And she did. Because she could. Because you let her. Because being nice, without the spine of self-worth behind it, isn't kindness. It's self-abandonment. Women don't respect men who abandon themselves. They use them. They talk to them. They ask them for favors. But they don't feel the pull of deep desire. That pull comes from a different place. From a man who speaks truth, even when it's uncomfortable. From a man who says no without explaining. From a man who doesn't apologize for taking up space. From a man who is kind, yes, but not at the cost of his power. You thought being the one who understands her would win her heart. But she never wanted someone to understand her. She wanted someone who could lead her. And you can't lead when you're constantly following her emotions.